everybody, welcome back to the Daily Creative Challenge. My name is Andrew Hockrell, and I'll be your host, guide, and I don't know, singing muse for the next 2 days, Wednesday, Tuesday, yeah, including today. So we will have 2 days left after today, and I'm super excited. Hopefully you have been with us this entire time, and if not, welcome to the party. Lots of fun, awesome faces in the chat. Clearly it's all witchcraft, yes. And hello, our friend Steven is here, Jay is here, like Becky is here. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. Always brings me joy to know that we're coming together. And our next Daily Creative Challenge, we are doing a world tour. So we're stopping in Paris, we're stopping in Sydney, Melbourne, over in India, all over the place. So make sure you tune in for that at the end of the month. Now, if you're just joining us, again, I'm Andrew Hockrattle. You can find me on social medias at @hock.co. That's the place to be. And I've got a couple things that I want to show you today of ways that you can get involved with our community here at Adobe, and even on Adobe Live. Let's do this first. Before we get into challenge things, I want to talk to you about something very special that happened today. Today, Adobe has released the Keith Haring and Adobe collab, hottest collab, and it is a set of brushes that are for Photoshop and Fresco. So you can go check these out. Really great resource for you to get invested and play around in Photoshop. And Keith believed that creativity and art was for all. So it is for all of us, and we can take part in that. Wait, I'm just going to drop the link because I didn't tell you about that. So you can copy and paste that. And the next thing that I want to tell you about real quick is this. Over at the Experience Lab, Nick Longo and I tomorrow are having a super fun talk about your portfolios. So if you want to join us for that, we're giving you our top 10 tips to level up your portfolios, and you can RSVP for that right in that link that I dropped there. I should give you guys these links before. All right, that's enough of announcements. Let's talk real quick about how you can get involved with the daily creative challenges. And hello, friends from the Netherlands. Nice to see you. So let's talk a little bit about how you can get involved in these daily creative challenges. The first is to come right here, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. I'm throwing a lot of links at you today, so just open those tabs and just click on all the things. So here, behance.net/challenge/illustrator, you can get involved and take these daily creative challenges. We have done so many so far, and we have been on the theme of detective. Today, we're going to be showing you how to get that noir look using blending modes to both make a monochromatic effect, but also I'm going to do a little bonus lesson and show you how to hide a secret message in your design. So coming down here, today we're working on the monochromatic effects. You kind of need the source file today. There isn't anything on it. Once we get closer to the end, I expect that we can build things together. So we can do that. Yesterday we worked with 3D objects, and a lot of people are posting their 3D objects in our Discord. And so you can get involved in that Discord right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. Link, you definitely have the Wade. Wade, you definitely have the link for this one. And Laura, when do you sleep? I just don't. I don't anymore, and it's kind of great. I just learned to ride the wave. So we are getting involved right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. And over on Discord, let's see what's going on. People are posting their work and their projects. Some awesome work from yesterday making 3D objects. Ooh, a secret thing in a little safe. Good job. Ooh. And we have a secret message hidden here of Project Falcon. We will be revisiting this today of how you can hide a secret message in your design using blending modes. So those are the ways to get involved right here again, bit.ly/AI Discord, and one more time, getting your source files at behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Now, are you all ready to jump into the lesson today? I think in the chat we need some magnified glasses, and let's go ahead and give a call to our friend, Detective Hawk. We're not going to get close on this costume change, y'all. Just know that there's no way this is going to happen. All right, we barely made it, y'all. We barely made it. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, cool. So we are here and we are in the detective zone. And what I want you to notice right here is actually everything's black and white, right? Everything here is black and white. But if I do a special little something, let's give you a quick little preview of what this would look like not in black and white. So check this out. What we're going to be doing today is using blending modes to create a black and white or noir effect. And yes, I knew that you could hear me. I just wanted to like get you clued in on what's going to be happening. So check this out. If I turn this off, boom, now we are back into color. But I'm putting a layer over my live video to make it black and white. So we're going to do that today in Adobe Illustrator and make a design. We're actually going to be working with a bunch of colored pens. You can do whatever you want. You can actually take some of the challenges we've done in the past and apply it to those as well. But let's hop over into Illustrator and show you how to both make something black and white, but also how to hide a secret message. So let's hop over there and start building. So you're going to see a blank canvas today because I wanted you to create your own thing. You can create your own scene. You can create a specific object. Today we're going to be working with creating pens. We're going to use pens. So use blending modes to augment an existing design for a quick black and white effect. Super easy. So right here we are going to make a quick pen. And if you think about building things in simple shapes, it becomes much easier to build shapes. So here I'm making a pen and just thinking through it being kind of ovals and rectangles. All I need to do is put two ovals for these rounded tops and then a nice little rectangle in the middle to connect those. So you can go ahead and copy that down, and we are going to just scale that and click and drag those anchor points. And wow, how easy was that? We have a pen. Now, I want you to create literally anything that you want in this file. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to start making a bunch of different colors of pens. All right, so there we go. So what I want you to do, again, make whatever you want. You can use one of your existing designs, and it's really something that I want you to explore. In these challenges, I never want you to just do exactly what I do. I want you to just explore. So make sure that you do that. Sorry, one second. Sorry, I got a weird little pop-up that was not, it said things weren't working. But guess what? Things are still working, so we're continuing on. All right, cool. So we have our pen here, and I'm just going to click and drag holding Shift and Alt or Option, and then Command or Control D. We've covered this in the past, but it's just going to transform again and make a copy of those, right? It's saying, hey, we clicked and dragged this to make a copy. Let's just do that again. And I'm going to make these all different colors. So we're going to make a bunch of different colors of pens. Wow, we are quite the colorful pen group. And let's do brown. There we go. So now we've got a nice set of pens on our table. And what I want to do is a couple different options. So the first that we're going to cover is we are going to cover making it black and white. Super, super easy. And so what we can do is, if you think about this, right, in school, did you ever have those overhead projectors that you would kind of put over the light, and as the light showed through, it would create a kind of effect. So think of having like a red gel, right, and you hold it up and it will change everything to look red. That's what we want to do here. We're going to experiment with some different colors. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the blending mode multiply. And we're going to make a box just over this pen here. And I'm going to make it blue, and then I'm going to multiply. And multiply is doing exactly what it says it does. So it's taking the two values and it's multiplying them together to then come up with a new value, which creates a third color. So here you can see that we have the blue, we have the red, and then we have the multiplication of the red and the blue, right? And to us, in the real world, when we're translating this, it looks like it's a transparency, right? We can see through it and it's affecting what is happening below it. So it's a little transparency. And you can do this with literally any color, and you'll see that it is multiplying. right? Multiplying and changing that underlying color, because there is an overlap of green and blue, and they are both kind of in that cool color zone. There's not going to be a big difference between these two. You can see that I think there's probably a little bit of, nope, no difference, because the green and the blue are multiplying and not interacting. That multiply basically makes them the same, putting them over. But you can see it on every other color there very, very clearly. So let's go ahead and delete these. And the one that we're going to start with right after that, again, is the one that makes it black and white. So we have all of these, and the lesson is like, we're making it black and white. It's literally one thing, and it's so easy. Here's what you can do, is you can just make a box over the entirety of your artboard. And what we're going to do is we are going to use a couple different options. We're going to use hue, saturation, and color. So the first we're going to do is saturation. So what that's doing is in your colors panel, when you bring up a color, each of these represents a word. So this is the hue, that's the degrees on here on this color wheel. The saturation is how bright that color is, and then the brightness with how bright that color is going to pop. So when we set the blending mode here to saturation, you'll see that because this is our saturation, right, is set to 100, it's going to leave all of the objects below it at 100% saturation. But check this out. If we change this color here, right, we come in and change the saturation to 0, right, it's going to take this to white. And basically this saturation, whatever number that is, it can be any color. If it's at 0, it's going to take the saturation out of the entire thing. So it's taking the entire saturation out, and you can see that it has taken this gray color in the background because it's interacting with white. So if we want to keep it white in the background, we simply make that color white, and now we have a white background because it's interacting with the background at 0% saturation, and it is taking all of these objects to 0% saturation, right? Super easy, super cool. And if you're working on a file like, right, our organizing file, check this out. So I've put a block over here. We can again take that saturation to 0 and drag it all the way over to white. We'll hit OK. And now suddenly our organization is black and white. Literally just one. There we go. One shape. Very, very, very easy. And yes, my favorite color scheme as well, black and white. So the other thing that you can do is instead of using saturation, we can use hue. And what hue is going to do is it's going to basically replace any of the hue of these colors with the hue of the object that we put over it. So this red right here, the hue is 357. So that's up here on the color wheel, right? So each of these has a place on the color wheel that it is. And what we're going to do is imagine if we took all of the different little arrows right here that were on all these different colors and put them in the same place. And Andrew, what do you want me to do again? Because I'll definitely do it again to show you one more time. So what we can do is, again, we'll make a big box over here. And let's select blue, since everything is not blue right now. We're going to put it right here. And then remember, whatever you put this at, these two arrows, that is the hue. And the hue will be a degree number. It's basically a color wheel going up and down. So it's showing the degree on the color wheel that it's sitting. The saturation is how close, how far or toward the center it is. The further the saturation, the further to the outside of a color wheel is that it is. And the brightness is how much intensity you have on that. So we'll hit OK. And now our hue is at 221, which is blue. So if we come over here to our panel one more time, you can come down to hue. And what this is going to do is our friend Hue is going to take all those colors and replace the hues of those colors with blue. So now we've got nice blues, a nice monochromatic scheme in blue, which is really, really fun. And again, just takes all of those values and shifts them to what the closest of a blue would be. Magic. Absolute magic. And this is something, here, let's actually do it over not the whole thing so you can see. There we go. This is a great way to do fun little pop-outs, to do some kind of pop art looks, or to just change something to be a monochromatic design. Again, if we want to do that over the entirety of something, we can take that hue, and we're going to set it to pink up here, right? 310. We have our little arrows in pink. And setting it to hue is going to change all of the objects that we have to that pink hue. So really great way to push it to monochromatic, but have something that's still fun, interesting, and a little bit different. This would be great to use on the 3D objects that you made yesterday during the lesson. Do a lineup and show each of them in a different color maybe. So yes, very, very fun. There. All right, cool. And yes, the hue mode changes the hue, but keeps the saturation and brightness the same. Yes, correct. So the next one that we can do, which does not do that, is we are going to, and I'm hopping back and forth between the file for challenge number 5 and then today's challenge, just to show a little bit of variety. These pens are great, but I want to show it on an overall scene as well. So the next one that we're going to do is we are going to do color. And color is going to combine the hue and saturation, right? So it's going to replace the hue, which is this number here, which is the color. And we'll do that like a nice little aqua blue, and the saturation, which is the amount of saturation that it has. So it's going to replace both of those. So when we hit OK, and we have this nice blue, I actually really like this color, and we're going to change it to color. And here you can't see a ton of difference, but it's changing the hue and the saturation. Let's go ahead and pull the saturation on this down, see if that makes a little more of a difference. There we go. So it is changing the saturation of these objects to 30% of what that would be. It's shifting it to that blue color and then changing the saturation of those down to 20% of whatever the saturation of that blue color is, right? Really, really crazy. And again, you can see on this other file, if we drop this over and just change it to color, it's going to change all of the hues to pink and the saturation to 100% because I think this pink is pretty close to 100%. Yeah, it is. So it's going to boost the saturation, all of that, and shift everything to pink. Kind of crazy. So some of these, so let's see if any of these, the saturation is not at 100. I think that that's the problem. Okay, that one's set at 82. So if we do a color, let's just do a crazy green at 100 saturation right here. It's going to change the hue to that green and then the saturation to 100 of that. So that's how you kind of play around with those two going together. Now, I'm going to show you how to do a, actually we're going to do, would you rather learn about overlays and screens, or would you rather learn about doing a hidden message? I think I want to do the secret message. All right, so let's go ahead and do the secret message. I'm just going to make a call on this. So if we want to hide a secret message, it's actually very, very easy. Because we'll use the multiply mode, and multiply is basically, again, multiplying two colors together. And you can see when we use the blue on here and we multiplied, because the blue and green are so close in color, it won't really affect the green at all, right? And so yes, everyone wants a secret message. That's great. Let's do it. So something that happens too is that the blue and the red interact almost to a black. So we're going to play around with this, and I want you to play around with some colors that you can make. Using a kind of blue and green usually works really well. The purple and blue is also a great combination. So check this out. What we can do is we can have a bunch of text here. And so this is literally just a giant block of text. I've clicked and dragged and filled with placeholder text. So let's do it right there. And then we are going to make a copy. And Margaret, this could be used for accessibility in some way, or at least to check your contrasts. It could be rough for people that have some kind of color blindness, but it really is just about making them interact. So if you have a color palette that is accessible, it's easy to make it interact. So we're going to go ahead and take out some of this just so it's different. And we'll just say Code Falcon is on the move. Yeah, that's been our secret code that we've been using again and again and again. And so we're going to paste this in here and watch what happens. So if we make this one red and we make this one blue, we're going to put them over each other, right? And this is becoming very, very hard to read. There are a couple options or a couple places where you can read it, that there are breaks. So we'll go ahead and take that break out and the break out right here. Cool. So it's very hard to read. They're kind of just on each other, a little crazy. And hello, Nick Longo. What's up, dude? We talked about the Experience Lab coming up tomorrow. Make sure you all go RSVP for that. Mod, if you can drop a link, that would be great. So we have the red and the blue, and they are going to multiply together, right? They are interacting with each other, and that makes it very hard to read, right? This is absolutely killing our eyes. It looks like a 3D effect. So what we can do to hide your secret message is this. Think about this. So if we have a color and we multiply that color on top, a lot of times it basically is like multiplying by 0. So if we have red and we multiply by red, it's going to kind of turn out as 0. So check this out. We're going to take a box and we're going to put it over this shape in the same red color that this text is. And here is where we can reveal our hidden message. So it's going to interact with the red and pretty much take it away, right? It's like multiplying by 0. And then it's going to take that blue, and by multiplying that blue, because they are so contrasting, it's going to turn that blue to almost black, right? And so we'll go to multiply right here. And now we can read our secret message hidden away in our block of type, right? So that red is being multiplied basically by red, which is 0, and creating a secret message that we can hide below. You can also make it so that you can kind of make a decoder. As you drag it around, it will take all of the blue out, or all of the red out, and just leave the blue. So in your challenges, what I want you to do is create some kind of scene, any kind of object, and I'd like to see it in a couple different versions. I'd love to see a monochrome version, and then I'd also love to see just a black and white version. And again, you can do that by coming over here to saturation and pick any color where the saturation is 0. And yes, absolute sorcery. So any kind of saturation that is 0, use the saturation, it will pull it back to black and white. So that is our challenge for today. I want to see your secret messages hidden away in your files, as well as your objects or some past projects in black and white, or even in a monochrome color scheme. So you can post them right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. And yes, the CIA is definitely using Illustrator now. You can post them in Discord, and that is the place that we are. Everyone is posting. Everyone's there. It's going to be fun. Just try it once. You can come over here. Wrong button. There we go. Drop your challenges in, and I will be live tonight reviewing your challenges. We'll be going through. So if you'd like to hide a secret message for me in there with some red and blue text, I will definitely go through tonight during our reviews and try to decode your secret messages. So you can play around with that. It'd be really fun to see some people go a little crazy and figure out what you can do using blend modes in Adobe Illustrator. So thanks so much for joining us today. I'm going to go over the schedule real quick. And again, a couple things to remember. The Keith Haring brushes are out now. You can check those out. The Experience Lab is coming up tomorrow with Nick Longo and I with tips how to level up your portfolios and your case studies. And coming up a little bit later today that you don't have to wait till tomorrow for, we have some 3D and augmented reality JMaster, but with JMaster, and that kind of fits. We did some like cool analog 3D effects today using that red and blue. Jesse Showalter is on your Adobe XD Creative Challenge, and then a little draw along with Kyle T. Webster later today. If you want to see those Keith Haring brushes in action, Kyle will be live at 2:30, and I'm guessing that he is definitely going to be using those. And at the end of the day, Tyler Pate with Voodoo Val for Design Off. A little crazy show. So much fun to watch the Design Off every single day. So make sure you stick around for those, watch those. And yes, the Keith Haring brushes are free. They are included in your Creative Cloud subscription. I'm saying that and I'm not fully confident, but you know what? I'm 95% confident. So you can actually go to the site and just add brushes to library right here. So it looks like they are a library that is open and free for everyone. So check it out. And they also have some ways that you can get involved, that you can see some awesome inspiration, and you can enter a contest for change. You can win up to $5,000 and a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription. So you can play around with those brushes. Really, really fun. And yes, Paul Tranny is doing the draw along now. Got it. So Paul Tranny will be on doing the draw along, which will be very, very fun. We love Paul here. Big ups for Paul. So again, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Catch up on the lessons that you've been missing. We've been having a bunch of fun, and tune in tomorrow, 11:30. We will be doing custom brushes, right? We have decoded some secret messages, we found the artifacts, and now we're on the trail of our suspect. So we will show custom brushes, how to make footprints, and even on a walkway tomorrow in Adobe Illustrator. We'll track down that suspect, and tomorrow I think that we may make an arrest. We may wait till Friday, but we'll see. And then Friday we're coming back making patterns patterns for our suspect to wear once we book them. We'll make a nice little uniform for them to wear while they are sent to the big house. So join us, and I will see you again for Daily Creative Challenges tomorrow and Friday, and then we'll take a little break and come back with our Daily Creative Challenge World Tour. Bye, everyone.